Hello, everyone. It's Wednesday, January the 3rd. Thanks for being with us and everything. We got a lot of news to update you on and everything. We've got some great stuff, great stuff here that we just released our December revenue numbers. You know, it's hard to argue how this state's doing and everything, but now for the first half of the year and everything, we're at $406.4 million above our estimates. You know, it's an unbelievable number, and we've become almost numb to the fact, you know, that just how these numbers have gone together and everything. I remember like it was yesterday, you know, in the first years and everything. To be perfectly honest, that you know, if we had a number that was, you know, a $20 million number, we were absolutely out of our minds, and we were, you know, really trying to push those numbers and push them in a more and more positive way. But 406.4 million, and that is with an amazing, the largest in the state history tax cut that we delivered to all of our people, well in excess of $750 million on top of this. And so with all that being said, you know, I think we should celebrate in every way the blessings of God above on this incredible state, and I mean that very sincerely. You know, we've got to keep it going, and that's our intentions, and our intentions wholeheartedly. You know me well enough to know that I'm going to run through the finish line, and then hopefully leave something that is exciting and really good that we can continue to build on in this great state. But 406.4 million in above estimate, you know, in the first 6 months, and you know, just a great jump start to 2024 and 2025. You know, coming up in not long. You know, I guess our fiscal year, you know, ends June the 30th. So, with all that being said, good stuff, and thanks so much to all those in our revenue department and everything, and especially thanks to Dave Hardy. You know, we'll miss Dave in many ways. What a job he did and everything. And, you know, I'll never ever forget all the times we stood together, and tough times. I'll never forget an April not long ago when COVID had just hit and we didn't have anywhere to turn. And absolutely things were really tough and everything. And you know, our President Trump, you know, with no playbook, with us with no playbook. And we had to try to some way figure out what to do. April, in 1 month, I think, and I may miss this just a little bit, but I'm pretty damn good on numbers. But I think in 1 month in April, we lost $188 million. And absolutely, things were bleak beyond belief. You know, some way, somehow, we all pulled the rope together. And I give you so much credit and everything, and I thank you. I thank you for absolutely standing arm in arm with me. And we are where we are because we did just that, West Virginia. We stayed together. I've got more exciting news that's going to happen at 4 o'clock today. You know, there's been some leaks on this, and this disappointed me, to tell you the truth, because we pledge our confidentiality. And we pledge our confidentiality in thanks to those that are going to come to West Virginia, give us opportunities, give us jobs, absolutely create a tax base that's so significant it's unbelievable. And with all that being said, you know, we pledge our confidentiality. So with that, I'm not going to say any more about it, but at 4 o'clock today at the Cultural Center and everything, you're going to see a big time announcement and everything. And like I said, West Virginia just keeps pumping it out and everything, because what has happened is just one thing. We awakened the world. We awakened the world to how great West Virginia truly is. And so bring it on. Bring it on, world, and everything. We got lots to share here and everything. We welcome you in every way. This is hard for me to imagine, but you know, when I first signed on to run for governor, and we pulled that off. I really thought there's no way that I'll actually ever run for re-election. But absolutely, watching day by day as how we changed, and we absolutely became an economic powerhouse in many ways. We've stopped. Now, we've not made unbelievable strides forward, but we stopped, this migration out of our state where people were going looking for jobs because they didn't have anywhere else to turn and everything. With all that, we have created surpluses beyond belief. We've diversified our economies and everything. We have absolutely done something with our roads and our standard of life. But more than anything, we changed our image. So many people wanted to tell a lot of bad jokes about West Virginia all the time. And all the time we were competing against Mississippi as to who would be dead last and everything. I can remember like it was just yesterday when the previous administration celebrated the opening of a Taco Bell downtown. Well, we're celebrating the fact that we're competing for world-class businesses that are coming to West Virginia right now. I'm not throwing any stones in any way, but there's been so much goodness happen to this great state. Again, I thank the good Lord above. And so I'm going to be delivering my last State of the State address on next Wednesday. I'd ask you if you would tune in. Tune in because there'll be some exciting stuff that we'll talk about in the future. We'll talk about the achievements to where we've gotten to in West Virginia. But absolutely, my feelings are just this. If you love West Virginia a fraction as much as I do, and it's great, great, great people, absolutely, we want to use the goodness that we've been able to build in to absolutely propel us to more and more and more greatness. We don't want this to be, just a few games that we won. We don't want it to be just a few seasons where we had a great big-time winning record, and then we go back to the ways we were, and we have all kinds of troubles and everything. We have minded the store, I say, over and over and over. We have delivered in tax cuts, and we've delivered, from a very conservative mindset. Whether it be, the protection of our guns or standing up for life or all the different things that have happened. Just think, how in the world, who would have ever, and if I could just use the slang that we would use from time to time, who would have thunk it that in West Virginia, where we were versus where we are? It's good stuff. So tune in next Wednesday and everything. I hope we'll have some stuff that, will brighten your day and make you feel good about this great state. Carry your head so high it's unbelievable. You deserve it. You deserve it, West Virginia. You're the best. You're the dadgum best in every way in my book. So just keep doing it. Keep it going. We've got virtual job fairs and everything. It's going to be at 3 o'clock today and everything. We've done this, now a few times, but in December, the statewide virtual job fair connected 840 registered job seekers, 840 folks that were looking for a job, with 101 registered employers that were, with over 700 jobs that were available. Let me tell you, just listen to me on this, and this is the neatest thing in the world. We got more jobs than we've got folks that are looking for jobs. But with all that being said, in this situation, we had more jobs than we had folks that were looking for the jobs. So with all that being said, let's just keep it going. I mean, that's really great stuff. And so tune in at 3 o'clock and everything. You may find something to be your dream job that you've been looking for a long time. Last March, I signed into law House Bill 2310, which included the changing of vehicle inspection requirements to be valid for 2 years, not just 1 year. So I'm happy to share that this change began on January 1st, right now. So West Virginia car owners only need their vehicles inspected every 2 years. Remember that. As of January 1, DHHR is now split into 3 different agencies. I congratulate Dr. Sherry Young, who's our Department of Health Secretary, Dr. Cynthia Pursley, and she's the Department of Human Services, and Michael Caruso and everything, he's the Department of Health Facilities. Now it is 3 different secretaries, 3 different departments. With all that being said, we want to welcome the change. We want to hope like crazy that this makes things better. Think about one thing that has been pointed out to me, and it's just this. Do you know that DHHR handles more money? They handle more money than twice the size of the entire budget that we submit every year for the whole state. So there's so much money that's flowing in and out of DHHR, it's unbelievable, and therefore maybe this will just make us better. I know these folks that are heading up as our secretaries are really, really talented. We're really proud to have them, and hopefully everybody will work with them, and sure they'll make some mistakes and everything along the way, but they're going to do great, great, great stuff, and we're really, 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 really proud, to have these 3 distinct departments that we have now. I've got some birthday wishes. These are folks that have turned 100 years old. First I'd like to congratulate Ann Dunham of Harrison County, who recently celebrated her 104th birthday. That's amazing. And what we want now, we want this. We don't want to stop here. I mean, for crying out loud, let's get to 110. That's all there is to it. And the second lady was Antonia Bryant, and she's of Wayne County, who just turned 102. God bless each and every one of you. I'm going to throw you a great big hug, from a big guy and everything, and so happy for you, so happy for you. Please, please, everyone, wish them a happy, happy birthday. Okay, last thing I've got is just the congratulations of our ball teams, and first of all, we've got a women's basketball team with a 12-0 start at WVU. Absolutely great, great, great stuff. And we've got the West Virginia Mountaineers that absolutely put it on North Carolina and put it on them in a big way in the Mayo Bowl. I know our coach got drenched and everything, and so congratulations, Neil Brown. You deserve it, and with all in me, you battled against odds that were pretty doggone tough, and a lot of naysayers that were throwing a lot of rocks and everything, but you showed them your spirit, you showed them your heart and everything, and congratulations, absolutely incredible season, way to go. Last thing, a kid from North Marion, was named by, check this out now, look at this real close, look at that catch. But the North Marion team, this kid right here, and his name is oh gosh, let me see. I know he's Landon Fry, or could be pronounced, I guess, Fray, but check this out. Now, you talk about something spectacular. I mean, every Sunday, we hope that maybe, just maybe, sometime we'll see a catch like this. But Sports Illustrated named this catch the best of any in America. And so, Landon, absolutely, you make us proud. North Marion lost the game 49-48 to Fairmont Senior. What a battle and everything, but way to go, son. And you make us feel better, and you make us better. So congratulations, very deserving. That's all I've got for right now.
All right, thanks, Governor. We'll now go to questions from members of the media. The first today from Mark Curtis with Nexstar Media.
Good morning, Governor and fellow reporters and staffers. Governor, I know you don't want to drill down into the 4 o'clock announcement too much here, so I'm not going to ask you any specifics about that. I've got plenty of information. But I'm just wondering what your global view on this. It was 2 years ago this month that you and others announced Nucor Steel and then green-powered buses 2 days later, and then we had Pure Watercraft, and we've had Form Energy and Sparks Batteries, and all of these great announcements over the course of 2 years. But this one is different. This one is really different because LG is a household name. People have LG TVs, LG cell phones, washers and dryers. This is a brand name that's synonymous with, Coca-Cola or anything else of that kind of name. So what does that mean to have a company of this magnitude and this public awareness and prestige from South Korea say, we're going to move into operations in the Mountain State? What is this? Is this the capper of the 2 years of all these announcements?
Well, Mark, first of all, we've got to get EDA's vote, and I guess that's going to take place at 1 o'clock. So I really don't want to say too much about this, but I would add just this, and it's validation. That's what we're talking about here. I mean, really and truly, it started with a dream. It started really and truly with us having to believe in ourselves that just maybe, we could get our roads to where we weren't absolutely on a pathway of tearing our vehicle up going to the convenience store. Do you not remember me saying that? And absolutely on top of all that and everything, do you remember the guy that said, close your eyes and just think of a place that abounds in natural resources like crazy, a place that is within a rock's throw of 2/3 of the population of the whole country. A place, absolutely, that has the 4 most beautiful seasons on the planet, and a place that has the greatest people with the greatest work ethic, absolutely faith-based, low crime. Imagine that place. And then open your eyes and know that that place is West Virginia. It's us. It's us. That's why people are coming. They see it now. They see the location. They see the seasons. They see absolutely all the goodness that we have. All the transportation advantages, whether it be rail or river transportation, whether it be absolutely the closeness to the proximity of the population, you can go by truck. Mark, it's absolutely, absolutely validation. Absolutely, we're on our way. So it's a biggie, but that's about all I can say for right now.
All right, thanks, Mark. Next to Charles Young with WV News.
Hi, this is Charles Young with WV News. Governor, you mentioned next week's State of the State address. This may be among the things that you're going to talk about, but I wonder if you could give us a little update on your promise that you made over the summer to find a permanent funding source for our VFDs. I know that, we signed, I think it was $12 million in one-time funding in August. We were looking for a permanent funding source. I was just wondering how those negotiations have gone. Thank you.
Charles, I could not understand. Please, could you understand your question and everything? And I'm sorry, but could you do it one more time?
Yes, sir. I was just wondering if you could give us an update on finding a permanent funding source for our volunteer fire departments. I know we allocated the $12 million in one-time monies in August. You said you were going to be searching for a permanent source, that it would likely not happen until this legislative session. So I was wondering if you could give us a little update on that. Thank you.
Charles, let me just say this without going into any detail. We got to pull this off, don't we? Now there's a lot of different alternatives and everything, and people that, we've had a lot of discussions in regard to this. But at the end of the day, we want a permanent source. That's all there is to it. These folks are one of the absolute first folks that we call when we got a real problem. And they come running in every way, and absolutely their service to our communities is off the chart. Why do we not step up? I mean, for crying out loud, we have got to step up, and we got to step up right now. You know, that's all there is to it. And that's what we build our surpluses for, absolutely. And with all in us, we'll find it. We're going to find this, and we're going to get it done.
All right, thank you, Charles. Next, we'll go to Randy Yohe with West Virginia Public Broadcasting.
Hello and Happy New Year, Governor, and everybody else. Governor, the Secretary of State just put out a 2024 running for office guide. Now, a little earlier, you talked about reasons for re-election, some of the accomplishments, but I've been asking this, a couple others might as well hit you as well. 3 questions. What made you want to run for political office? What did you learn about campaigning and fundraising? And what tips do you have for somebody else that might consider running for political office?
Okay. Randy, first of all, you know, and I'll be as short as I can be, but do you remember me telling you the story about the guy that walked up to me at the Greenbrier Classic and everything, the golf tournament and everything, before it became a tribute to the military? But walking up to me out on the golf course, and he grabbed my hands because I had been on the television talking to Jim Nance. I wasn't a candidate for anything, you know, but I'd been on the television bragging about West Virginia. And he walked up to me and grabbed my hands, and big tears running down his face. He said he was 86 years old, and I'll never forget, I'll never be able to remember his last name. It really bothers me, but he said, "I'm Bob," and then I don't remember his last name at all. He said, "Thank you for making me proud of who I am as a West Virginian." Big tears running down his face. He had both my hands and everything. You know, at the end of the day, Randy, we are really good. And we've been really good. But somebody had to be the cheerleader. Somebody had to be the coach. Somebody absolutely had to step up that's got some level of creativity and new ideas and everything. And then, you know, along the way, there's absolutely what I refer to as Toby and Edith. Think about the lady. Think about the lady that was at the cemetery, you know, and, you know, where my grandparents are buried. Right outside of Oceana, a little community called Jesse. You know, I was there on Memorial Day. Now, I had already announced, just recently had announced that I was running for governor. But I was there and everything, and I went to the grave site and everything, and when I was leaving, there was a little one-lane bridge that's there. And here this lady stood with her daughter, and absolutely on the bridge there was about 8 or 9 items. There were coveralls that she had washed with the reflector tape on them. There was a couple of fishing rods, and there was a tackle box and a hatchet, an old beat-up hatchet. And I pulled right up to her and everything, and I knew what was going on. She was having a tough time, and she was trying to sell anything that she could put her hands on, anything that she had, and everything to just get by, to maybe just be able to buy food. You know, absolutely. I got out. I should have given her everything that I had. But I gave her $100 for that tackle box and $100 for that axe, and I put them in my vehicle, and they're still there. They're still there. I truly, absolutely have not been 1 inch of anywhere in my vehicle without the tackle box and that hatchet. So with all in me, that's why we don't need to have anything. Politicians should step up and try to serve. You see, Randy, that's what I've done. I mean, for crying out loud, this is hard. I know, hard to believe too. I've driven in my vehicles rather, I've driven since I've been your governor approaching 1 million miles. 1 million miles in the state of West Virginia. All across everywhere. That's what I do. That's what I do. Because absolutely, we're worth it. We're worth it. I don't want anything. I've never wanted anything. I would tell politicians everywhere, or people, if you're seeking or thinking about, you know, running for public office, I would say first and foremost, search your heart. It's not going to be easy, and you're going to catch a lot of stones. But really and truly, if you believe, as I believe, that we're worth it, and I truly believe that with all my heart, then I would say do it and don't ask anything for yourself. Step up. For God's sakes a living, that's what our forefathers did long ago. Many of them lost everything they had to create this incredible nation. They stepped up. They stepped up. And they didn't need something to put in their pocket. Absolutely. You know, there's a real reason to serve and to take public office. There's a real need beyond belief. But absolutely, we have too many people today that want something for them. You see, all I want is goodness for Toby and Edith. All I want is for that lady to absolutely be able to get around on a road that's not beat all to pieces. I absolutely want job opportunities for that little, you know, the little kid that the lady was with and her too. Absolutely. I just want goodness for all of us. That's it. And if you think that way, you will do a whale of a job. And if you don't think that way, then you'll do crappy work in my book. So, and nevertheless, that's what I would tell any and everybody. And the last thing I would say is talk to the people. I mean, don't sit down here in Charleston. Absolutely. Get out and talk to the people. You'll be amazed. You'll be amazed how much they know. And you'll be amazed a lot of times how in the dark we are in Charleston. Get out and talk to the full people. Sit on a stool and answer their questions. Absolutely. Sometimes it's going to be tough. But absolutely, the people will appreciate you and embrace you in every way if you'll tell them the truth and you'll talk to them. It's a great, 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 you know, opportunity and profession, but it's gotten rotten in a lot of ways. So that would be my advice, Randy. Sorry for the long talk.
All right, thanks, Randy. Next to Brad McElhenney with West Virginia Metro News.
Hi, Governor. Life's good. Governor, do you have an impression of whether overcrowding remains a persistent problem in West Virginia's jails? If they remain overcrowded, is there an executive action you could take or a bill you could send up to alleviate overcrowded conditions? Thank you.
Brad, here's what I would say. You know, first and foremost, I'm not the expert. In my heart, I believe that what we've done, and it's been done, you know, through the decades. You know, West Virginia stayed broke. I mean, that's all there is to it. And, you know, through being broke, we had to just cut, and with no imagination, you know, what people did was say, well, we just got to cut and cut and cut and cut more. Well, every time we cut and cut more, what happened? People left the state. And the more they left the state, the more we drug the hole right with us. With all that being said, where's the likely place that we would either not fund or cut? You know, could very well be corrections. And with all that being said, I think, and I'll do this next time around, and I think it's a great question. You know, I'll bring Billy out and everything. Billy can go over the stuff with you and everything, and in a more intelligent way than I can. And you know, but Brad, it's a really good question, and we, as we go forward, as we continue to produce surpluses and have the progress that we have, you know, we want to take care of those folks in the very best way we possibly can. That's my 2 cents.
All right, thanks, Brad. Governor, back to you.
Okay, all I got really is to tell you that unbelievable revenue numbers, and that's great stuff. Big economic announcement that's coming up here at 4 o'clock. And and congratulations, super congratulations to WVU, whether it be our football team or our women's basketball, but super congratulations to Landon Fry. What a catch. Unbelievable. Way to go. And more than anything, way to go, West Virginia. I love you with all my soul. Just keep it up. Keep it going, West Virginia. You're killing it right now. Absolutely. What a run we're on. Keep it up, though. We want this rocket ship ride to go on for decades. Really, really proud of you. Thank you.